Welcome back to Iowa Live. Lou and Jackie here.
Good morning.
And time to talk about something that I think every adult needs to talk about while they are getting older and trying to plan for the future.
Absolutely. Let's talk estate planning and whether or not you have a will. We're going to do that with Letsch Law Firm with Cynthia Letsch joining us this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks very much.
Let's start the conversation because sometimes that's the hardest part when it comes to family members. What do we need to know about having a will and getting that estate planning going?
Well, the most common question I probably get is, do I need a will?
Right.
And that's a little bit like saying, do I need transportation? So most people need transportation. If you live on a bus route and everywhere you go is on a bus route, you can use public transportation. Maybe you don't need any. And so there are some people who don't need estate planning. A will is one type of estate planning, just like a car is one type of transportation. You have SUVs, you have trucks. A will is just one type of estate planning.
So in other words, there's lots of options, but no matter what, you need some way of getting from point A to point B.
Yes, for most people that's true, right.
Yeah, and if you want to make sure that things are planned out for this, and this especially comes into play if you do have a family, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, it is. So if you have, if you're married or you have children, then probably the likelihood that you need some estate planning is much higher than if you're just single.
Okay, so let's talk about what that means, estate planning, because it's one thing when you hear a will and it's like, okay, people need to know where things are going to go and whatnot, but when I'm thinking estate planning, what exactly does that mean?
Sure. Well, estate planning is a little bit more comprehensive, so it has to do with kind of planning right now, what's happening. It's goes hand in hand with your financial planning.
Okay.
So who's in charge of your assets right now? Sometimes it's you, sometimes it could be someone else.
Right.
And then it also covers over to after you've passed away, and those estate planning documents will say who gets what when you die and who's in charge after you've died to make sure all that happens.
Now, is this a matter of where you need to take a total inventory of things that you have in your possession?
Well, we don't count every fork or spoon, but yes, especially financial assets and real estate.
Okay. Now, but again, having the documentation for all these things is probably essential too, isn't it?
It is when we get around. If you need a trust, so trust is a little bit different than a will, and if we do a trust for you, there are many different kinds, but then we talk about trust funding. A trust is commonly used to avoid probate, and that's a whole nother show. and so, but if we do a trust for you, then we want to properly make sure that it's properly funded so that you don't end up in probate. That's the purpose of a trust.
Okay, so somebody maybe has a family going right now and they say, no, so we don't have a will. Let's get the process started. What's the first step we need to take? Well,
the first step would be to contact an estate planning attorney. So that's the type of attorney who does that kind of work, and you can call us or you can call the Iowa Bar Association for a referral, but an estate planning attorney is the type of attorney that does that.
And what kind of questions are they going to ask so you're somewhat prepared for what's going to happen?
Well, I need to know whether or not they're married, whether or not they have children, if they have children, if their children are minors, if they have a blended family. So if you don't do your estate planning, the state has a plan for you, and if that plan is okay with you, then maybe you don't need any specialized estate planning, but for most people the state's plan isn't really what they want.
Okay, what is the state's plan? Take most of your stuff?
No, the state doesn't actually take any of your stuff.
Okay.
Well, they could, but that's a long way down the road, and you have to have really no distant relatives. First, they try to find, there's a path that the money and assets go to relatives, starting with the closest ones to you. But if you have a blended family, that's especially important because your stepchildren are not included in that flow of who gets things from you if you've passed away, right?
Didn't realize that.
So it kind of goes back to, why is this important to talk about? Why is this important to get started in a person's life?
Yes, it is. Well, we don't ever know. You don't get a card in the mail a week before you die that says, guess what, you're going to have a car accident.
Right.
So it's important to get those documents in place early enough that you save those people who are in heartache after you're gone the problem of having to deal with the fact that you didn't plan.
Right.
Okay, now when you first sit down and you sit down with an attorney and you start working on this, how long of a process is this, just to give people an idea?
Oh, well, that depends on, that's my favorite legal answer, that depends. It depends on how complicated your life is. So if you have limited real estate and everything is going to go to your spouse and then to your children, then the planning doesn't take very long at all. If you've got multiple businesses and a lot of moving pieces and some retirement money you want to deal with or some assets you want to protect, later on down the road as you get older, then the planning can be much more complicated. So everybody's situation is different.
Okay, so when you get done creating your will, you sat down with the attorneys, you created your will, and you have the document. What do you do with your documentation once you're done getting your will completed?
That's good. You have to have original documentation if you're going to probate a will. So if a will is your tool, you need to make sure that it gets put in a safe place where someone can find it after you've passed away. Most attorneys' offices will give you back your original documents, and then you're in control of what you do with them. Some attorneys will keep the original documents and only give you the copies, so it depends on what you work out with the attorney that you're working with.
But it sounds like it's good to start that conversation and get the ball rolling in your life, because it's something that's going to save and help you a lot. Now, you guys have great pamphlets and wonderful information. If people want to reach out and get in touch with you, they can get this information, correct?
Yes, absolutely. They can drop by our office out in Grimes, or they can give us a call, and we'll be happy to mail out the publications that we have.
And I'm guessing it's a lot better to have a face-to-face with an attorney to create your will than just jumping online and trying to do one by yourself.
Yes. There are lots of opportunities to go online. If you are very, very well educated, then perhaps that's a good way for you to do that. But for most people, if you don't know that you need a car or an SUV or a truck, then how do you know what to buy? And that's sort of similar to estate planning. If you have 4 kids and they're all in car seats, then you can't have a car. If you've got a complicated life and what you want to happen to your stuff when you die is complicated, then you need someone to help you make those decisions and make sure that that's what happens.
Somebody that has a roadmap.
Yes.
So you can get your vehicle where it needs to go.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay, perfect.
Wonderful. Now, you're also helping us out this morning because you have a scam alert to let our viewers know about.
Yes, thank you. About half my practice is elder law, and in that arena currently there's an insurance company that has located a call center in the Des Moines area, and they are calling people to tell them that their Medicare Supplement Plan F is going away and they need to change to something else. That is totally not true.
Really?
It is true that the Plan F is going away in 2020 for people who turn 65 after January 1st. But for those people who are already on a Medicare Supplement Plan F, they can keep it.
So it stays in place?
Yes, it stays. So if someone calls you and says Plan F is going away and you need to change that plan, then they're just trying to get you to get insurance from their company. So that's a hang up.
Okay, so the thing is, I think the key takeaway here is the plan, new members of that plan will no longer be accepted after what you said of January?
If they turn 65 after January 1st.
Okay, but if you already have the plan, it's in place.
If you already have the plan, it's in place. And if you turn 65 earlier and are still working and then sign up for your Medicare supplement at some point later in your life, that should still be available to you.
Got it. Okay,
so
that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, there's a change coming, not the one that they're calling you to tell you about.
It's those trigger points that kind of throw you off, and,
yes,
and you don't always do the right thing. But so thank you for that heads up on that today. If people need more information, if they want to talk to you, because you have great advice for us this morning, how can they do so?
Sure. Our office is in Grimes. The phone number is 986-2810, so they can give us a call. We have a website, www.letchlawfirm.com, and there's a submission button there, so you can, if somebody has a question to ask, they can do it through our website also.
That's
wonderful.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for answering all those questions.
I appreciate it.
Very
Thanks for the
informative, and
opportunity.
thank you for the scam alert too.
Sure.
Yeah,
We
thank
appreciate
you.
that. All right.